Second video I'm making today. I see some news on IGN that Sony is now stepping away and not trying to make handhelds at all. I think they've said this before. And let me find it here. I don't know if I'm going to share my screen or not. Well, let me just try it. Okay, let's take a look. And the reason why I'm using Edge, it seems like it doesn't just hammer my CPU, which I need to upgrade my motherboard and CPU combo, like Chrome does. God damn, Chrome hits my machine a lot. PlayStation Vita was a brilliant in many ways, and the actual game experience was great. But clearly, it's abyss that that we are no longer in now. Which this is, of course, Jim Ryan. So, you know, he parallels words of Jack Tretton, former CEO of Sony Entertainment, where we spoke to IGN back in 2016. Now that I don't work there anymore, I think internally it was, this is a great machine, it's just too late. Yep, you didn't want to see that. Yep. Deep down, I think that it's kind of stupid that Sony is going, it's too late. It's not, they're blaming mobile. Nintendo's still kicking ass. The Switch is a mobile console and a hybrid, and of course a home console. They're a hybrid together. Duh. It's the Switch. The 3DS, 2DS has been, and all the Game Boy line has been kicking Sony's ass for a long time. I've had a PSP and I've had a Vita, and I was sad to say I'm disappointed in both of them. Not because I hate Sony, not because I think they're crap. They had a lot of great stuff, but I never stuck with them long enough because I'm sitting there waiting for Sony to do what they needed to do, and it took a while, and I got rid of my PSP. Later on, they put like God of War and all this other stuff on them. Great. They never felt like they fully supported the system the way they should. To me, personally, the PlayStation Portable's UMD discs were garbage. They were a neat idea, but you just ate battery life by putting in spinning disc when you could have used some type of cartridge. I don't know. At the time, maybe it was something they're trying. But the Vita, I've said this before, and I will say this: the Vita was like a double-edged sword. It was a wonderful-looking device. It had a great screen. They actually made the later ones had a less brilliant screen. Dual analogs, all this stuff set up, but they missed the mark. They didn't have 4 triggers on the back. Even Borderlands 2 got released on it, and it had to use a stupid touchpad. The touchpad, who the fuck needed a touchpad on the back of it? That's moronic. You didn't need that. And finally, you put memory cards that were proprietary, or the memory stick duo. Fuck you, Sony. And then your support just was not there. If it was designed better, in my opinion. Oh yeah, you couldn't even click. I don't think you could even. No, you couldn't even click the analog sticks. You can click the fucking analog sticks on the Switch. I mean, you didn't need. And that's nothing major. They could have taken the Vita and had basically like a PlayStation controller in your hand with a screen in the middle of it. Nothing fancy. This fucking touchpad crap on the back, and supported it with good games. They could have went after Nintendo. They didn't. And now they're going yet again, well, it's still too late. We're just not going to get it. But I'll go get into that again. You just got your ass kicked. Now you're kicking everybody's ass in the console world. I mean, right now, PlayStation 4 is the king. Period. The numbers say it. I mean, it's outselling everything. I mean, now Nintendo Switch is exploding. And it's coming up behind them, but it can't catch up with the 7th generation. I don't even know if you kind of consider the Switch a 7th gen or 7.5 gen, 8 gen. But Sony has done well in the console wars, but in the handheld wars, they sucked, in my personal opinion. And what they need to do is, somebody really wants to go after Nintendo, they need to just sit down and copy what Nintendo's doing, and at least some of it. Make something that's to the point simple, but not overcomplicated. They come out with their portable systems, Sony's did, and they're expensive. They're PlayStation 3 or so prices. You didn't need a PlayStation 3 in your hand. Of course, now the Switch is a little different, but even the Switch with a Tegra processor is behind the other ones. It's still selling like gangbusters. It works in its own ecosystem. I don't know if we'll see Sony or Microsoft ever do it again, because with cloud gaming, xCloud, PlayStation Now, Stadia, if they ever get their head out of their ass and fix stuff, that kind of negates, having to have a portable platform. So I'm going around circles rambling about this stuff, but Sony saying this is just comical because they're their own worst enemy when it comes to portable systems. So, did you have a PSP? Did you have a PS Vita? I mean, they were good systems. I enjoyed them somewhat. The Vita, I gave it a second chance. Like I said, I gave Sony another chance. I had it for a while. I felt like the design, the analog sticks were poorly designed in my opinion. The buttons felt too squishy. And then they lacked the triggers up top to where I'm sitting there looking, can't we just convert some of these games and have 4 triggers? No. And then it would have been awesome for it to be set up correctly, priced a little bit better, and have developers just shrink down their graphics. Have all these Borderlands games and all of them, and in the first-person shooters, they could have really taken on Nintendo, but they didn't. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I do appreciate everybody watching. Big Hill Gamer, out.